Philadelphia was in danger. It was the autumn of 1747, the 8th year of the Third Global Imperial War Britain had fought against its Franco-Spanish enemies in half a century, and French and Spanish privateers prowled nearby in Delaware Bay, while the hundreds of thousands of Anglo-American colonists between Newfoundland and Barbados faced occasional terrestrial threats from hostile French, Spanish, and Native American forces. The largely coastal British-American colonies and their ocean-bound commerce suffered even more so from this Franco-Spanish commerce raiding. In the face of this imminent threat, the Pennsylvania legislature struggled to find a solution to protect vulnerable local merchant ships. While debates over coastal defense measures were common in every British province, the Quaker-dominated proprietary colony of Pennsylvania was unique. On the one hand, proprietary colonies were essentially American fiefdoms that were privately owned by absentee landlords living in England, and thus were never guaranteed royal military protection that colonies directly under the auspices of the Crown, for example Virginia, enjoyed. On the other hand, Pennsylvania's governors regularly struggled to convince the pacifistic and tight-fisted Quakers that dominated the Pennsylvania Assembly to expand the colony's naval defenses. What military measures could a colony without Royal Navy protection take to combat enemy privateers? The colony's government could fund and direct the construction of a local provincial navy. As early as 1634, the infant Massachusetts government pioneered this tactic by fitting out a guard ship to hunt for pirates with local resources and men. With Royal Navy involvement in North America and the West Indies limited before the second decade of the 18th century, Anglo-American governments would frequently use local funds and sailors to build regional defense fleets to protect ports and commerce from enemy navies and pirates. On occasion, these provincial fleets could also be deployed in offensive campaigns against enemy port cities. While the Anglo-American precedent for provincial navies extended back to the beginning of the 17th century, colonial governments found even more reason to build these local fleets when naval threats amplified during 4 global conflicts between Britain and its imperial or native foes. King William's War, 1689–98, Queen Anne's War, 1702–13, the War of Jenkins's Ear, King George's War, 1739–48, and the 7 Years' War, 1754–63. With each ensuing conflict, the North American and West Indian provinces were drawn more and more into deadly battles for maritime hegemony in the New World.